Back in 2018, I made a video called Amita's Pure Land of Bliss, and this listener felt like it was very good, and I expressed appreciation for his feedback, but also indicated that I was glad he was able to overlook the deviations from orthodox Shin Buddhism. And I indicated that the content of that particular video reflected my understanding early on, back in the day, but that it was still quite meaningful to me. Now, I don't recall exactly what I put in the video, but it stimulated an additional dialogue between this individual and myself, where he said, I could clearly see meaningfulness of what you were saying here. I absolutely love the writings of Renyo and Shinran, as well as all three of the Pure Land Sutras. But one thing that I am finding a little troubling with the more orthodox approach in Jodo Shinshu, and I hesitate to say this, so I say this with a great deal of respect, is that it often feels like the finger that's pointing to the moon, namely the writings, are being worshipped more than the moon, which would be Amida Buddha himself. If you see where I'm coming from, I'm not trying to knock the importance of the writings, but hopefully I think you get where I'm coming from. And then he did a little LOL to, indicate the lightness with which he was asking the question, which I appreciated. So anyhow, this will be a fairly brief video, but I want to go ahead and share what my formal response was to him at the time. I said, I do indeed get where you are coming from, my friend. First, let me commend your honesty and tact. I too love the Shin Buddhist literature and belief system. That said, as you suggest, it is simply a finger pointing to the moon, as are all doctrines and belief systems formed from dualistic concepts. The brilliance of Shinran is not only that he refined the Pure Land approach into a system of pure grace, but also that he deftly tied it back to the fundamental teachings of Mahayana Buddhism. The Lotus Sutra emphasizes that the Buddha uses skillful means to teach us sentient beings. Doing so is necessarily, because of our difficulty in experience, non-dual reality. We are thinking beings, and thoughts, as well as concepts based upon them, are, by definition, dualistic. This is made clear in Mahayana texts, such as the Prajnaparamita Sutras. Shinran himself exercised originality in his interpretation of the sutras and commentaries. Why? Because his benchmark was not the writings, although he studied them deeply, but his own experience of being grasped by Amida Buddha. To conclude, I do think Shinshu orthodoxy has great merit in that its logic resonates as best as any system can with the spiritual experience of us foolish beings. However, prohibiting dialogue regarding broader or alternative perspectives is to deny the process by which many evolve toward true and trusting, and carries the risks associated with any more fundamentalistic approach to religion. Well, for those of you who have followed my channel, these are the themes that you're hearing over and over again coming out of my mouth for what they're worth, which again is the notion of skillful means, the notion that, all doctrines, all religious kinds of writings are by definition limited, and that nevertheless, we can, through these writings, experience or have stimulated in us an experience that rings true in terms of what we feel to be the deepest meaning within our human experience in the dimension of spirituality. And it's with that sentiment in mind that I say, Namo Mita Butch, 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 Namo Mita Butch.